What if your biggest problem wasn't your mindset, your habits, or your discipline? What if it wasn't about you at all, but about your biology? You've been there. You know what you should do. You've read the books, watched the videos. And then the day comes, and you just don't. You freeze. You scroll. You feel worse than when you started. And then the voice starts. Why can't I just do it? What is wrong with me? So you try harder. You tell yourself to be tougher. And it works for a day or two. So you pick up another book. You try a new morning routine, a new system, a new version of yourself. And some of it helps. But something still feels off, like you're building on unstable ground. Here's what nobody tells you. The reason all that effort keeps collapsing isn't a flaw in your character. It's a signal from your nervous system. And those are two very different problems. We've been calling it an ego problem, a laziness problem, a self-worth problem. But the science says something completely different. Your behavior is downstream of your biology, not the other way around. When your nervous system is stuck in survival mode, your best thinking goes offline. Not because you're weak, because you're human. This is neuroscience, and it changes everything. I'm going to walk you through exactly what's happening in your body when you can't seem to follow through, and give you 5 tools that actually work with your nervous system, instead of against it. Stay with me. Your nervous system has one job above everything else: keep you alive. And it has 2 main settings, a gas pedal and a brake. The gas pedal is your sympathetic system, fight or flight. The brake is your parasympathetic system, rest and digest. You need both. The problem is when you're stuck with your foot on the gas and don't know it. For most people living in modern America, the stress response never fully shuts off. Emails, deadlines, social comparison. Your body doesn't know the difference between a tiger and a to-do list. Psychologist Daniel Goleman called it the amygdala hijack. When the brain's threat detector fires, it literally overrides your rational thinking. It's not weakness, it's wiring. Your prefrontal cortex, the part that plans, decides, and stays calm, gets starved of blood flow when stress hits. The smarter part of your brain essentially goes offline. That's when nothing works. This is why grinding harder when you're dysregulated never works. You're trying to use a tool that isn't available to you right now. It's like pressing the accelerator on a car that's already overheating. Your body casts its vote before your mind gets a chance to speak. So let me tell you about someone I'll call Alex, because this might sound exactly like your last bad week. Alex is smart, motivated, doing everything right on paper. Good job, works out, reads the right things. But every time a difficult email lands or a big presentation looms, they freeze. Not dramatically, just go quiet. Procrastinate, feel vaguely terrible. By evening, the inner critic is running the show. You had all day. What happened? What happened is that Alex's nervous system flagged danger, and cortisol did the rest. Cortisol is your stress hormone. In short bursts, it's useful. But research by neuroscientist Robert Sapolsky shows that chronic cortisol exposure literally shrinks the hippocampus, the part of your brain you use for learning and memory. You're not failing to grow. You're surviving. Neuroscientist Stephen Porges developed something called polyvagal theory. Think of it like a ladder. At the top, calm, connected, clear-headed. Middle, fight or flight. Bottom, freeze and shut down. Most people stuck in self-sabotage aren't at the top, they've slipped down, and they don't have a map back up. Your body holds on to stress in physical tension, tight chest, shallow breathing, clenched jaw. These aren't personality traits, they're stored signals. And here's the moment Alex had, and the moment that can change everything for you too. When Alex stopped asking, "Why can't I just do this?" and started asking, "What does my body need right now?" everything shifted. Here's the good news that most self-improvement content skips over. Your nervous system is not fixed. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to build new pathways, is real, and it's accessible to you. Every time you interrupt the stress response and return to calm, you are literally rewiring your brain. Neurons that fire together wire together. The path to calm gets wider every time you choose it. Your vagus nerve is the key highway in this system. It runs from your brainstem all the way down to your gut. When it's toned, meaning healthy, and active, you shift back to calm faster. You recover quicker. You think more clearly under pressure. Philosopher and neuroscientist Antonio Damasio showed that emotions are not just mental events, they're physical ones. Your gut sends more signals to your brain than your brain sends to your gut. That means the entry point to your mental state is your body, not your thoughts. And the ego narrative you've been carrying? It's downstream of all of this. Shame doesn't help you regulate. Safety does. So what are the mistakes people keep making? Number 1, trying to think their way out. Analyzing your behavior when you're dysregulated doesn't work. The analytical brain isn't online. Number 2, pushing through at all costs. Willpower against a revved nervous system burns out fast and leaves you worse than before. Number 3, numbing out. Scrolling, drinking, zoning out, these don't regulate the system. They just postpone it. And number 4, the big one, beating yourself up. Self-criticism activates the same threat response that started the whole cycle. You can't shame yourself into calm. So here's what actually works. Step 1, use the physiological sigh. 2 quick inhales through the nose, then 1 long exhale through the mouth. Stanford researcher Andrew Huberman has shown this is the fastest way to downregulate your nervous system in real time. Step 2, cold water on your face. It sounds too simple, but it activates the dive reflex, a hardwired parasympathetic response that drops your heart rate fast. 30 seconds. It works. Step 3, a quick body scan. Not meditation, just 60 seconds of noticing. Where are you holding tension right now? Jaw? Shoulders? Gut? Just noticing without judging begins to signal safety to your system. Step 4, regulate before you act. When you feel the shutdown coming, don't push through. Pause, 2 minutes. Use steps 1 through 3. Then act from a regulated state instead of a hijacked one. The work will be better. You'll be faster. Step 5, build it into your daily routine, not as a productivity hack, but as maintenance. Your nervous system needs repetition to rewire. 5 minutes a day of intentional regulation beats an hour once a week. Alex started doing this not perfectly, but consistently. Within a few weeks, the freeze response became shorter. Recovery became faster. The inner critic got quieter, not because Alex got stronger, but because the alarm system stopped firing so loud. The wall didn't disappear. But Alex learned how to step through it. The same thing that looks like a character flaw from the outside, the avoidance, the self-sabotage, the inconsistency, it's a nervous system asking for help. That's not weakness. That's information. You don't need more discipline right now. You need more safety. Start there. Work with your biology, and everything else becomes easier. If this shifted something for you, hit that like button. It genuinely helps. And subscribe if you want more videos that go beyond the motivational surface stuff. I drop a new one every week. See you in the next one.